Hello, you're watching Insta4X TV channel with me, Kate Nedachina, and today we are broadcasting from Moscow at the EPRIX at Formula E Championship. It's hosted in Russia for the first time in its history.
The letter E and the official name is derived from three words: energy, environment and entertainment. It's no exaggeration to say that Formula E is the last world in circuit racing. However, fans are attracted to the silent but top-notch race.
Yes, you guessed right. No petrol, no pollution of the environment. Only electric battery racing cars take part in such competition.
Legendary founder of Tesla Motors, Elon Musk, said, "If we know we have to get off early, no matter what, we know that is an inescapable outcome. Why run this crazy experiment of changing the chemical composition of the atmosphere and oceans by adding enormous amounts of CO2 that have been buried since the Precambrian era? That's crazy. That's the dumbest experiment in history by far. We can hardly credit that manufacturers of electric cars are completely objective. However, Musk is obviously right in essence.
To launch a new concept, it should be smart, spectacular and fashionable. For our opinion, Formula E meets all these criteria.
How did the idea of Formula E actually emerge? We decided to find out about it from Oriol Servia, the manager director of the Dragon Racing team.
So new things are always interesting to people, at least they want to look at it once, anything new. Then I think that because they are electric, it's very different than any racing. Like, I actually tell people that these are not racing cars, these are racing gadgets. You know, a gadget, like a phone and all these are electronic gadgets. So I think that the audience sees us as gadgets because it's new, it does a different noise, you know, like a nice electric whistle, and there is a lot of technology behind with the batteries and all the telemetry and everything. So I think people get interested because it's a little closer to a video game, a little closer to the technology that everybody has on their phones. We all understand that we need to charge our phone every night and we see the battery going down little by little. So it's a lot of things that I think we relate on these cars.
We had a good excuse to ask Dragon Racing for an interview. The thing is that Insta4X has become an official partner of Dragon Racing since the EPRIX in Moscow.
It is not a secret that on the one hand, Insta4X company is at the forefront of technical advance in Forex, and on the other hand, Insta4X is keen to back sport stars, first and foremost car racers. Formula E is a symbol of advance in sport that arouses our interest. As for Dragon Racing, it is a very talented team with exceptional management. It proves by the last victory of Jerome D'Ambrosio in Berlin. So we believe that both of sides will benefit from the synergy of this partnership.
Now let's return to Formula E. The Formula E Championship was founded by well-known Spanish entrepreneur Alejandro Agag. When the idea of a Formula E racing series for electric cars was first mentioned by the FIA, I understood it would be a fantastic project, he made a comment. This is what sponsors are looking for and what the whole car manufacturing industry needs. People are not interested in using electric cars nowadays, so it's essential to promote such technologies and encourage people to buy electric cars. We should make people believe in advantages of electric engines. Indeed, the FIA put its trust in Alejandro, and the first session of the EPRIX of Formula E was announced in September 2014.
The championship is aimed to highlight the top status of electric cars. So car racing is held not on the circuit but in the largest cities of the world. So in 2015 calendar includes the races in Beijing, Berlin, Miami and other cities. At last, the nearest race will take place next to the Kremlin in Moscow.
A pit stop is one of the unique features of Formula E. Instead of refueling a racing car, a driver makes one mandatory pit stop to change cars. It's difficult for ex-drivers of the Formula One tournament. Do they miss refueling racing cars as they did earlier? We asked this question to Jérôme D'Ambrosio, the leading driver at Dragon Racing, who used to race for Marussia and Lotus F1 teams.
No, I think the pit stop, it's a challenge, and I think it's great. It's a fun moment, I think, for the fans to see us, jumping out, jumping in. It's actually not easy to do, but I think it's one of the new things that Formula E brought, and so anything that's new, I think, is great.
What else is remarkable about Formula E compared to other racing events? What is unusual in noise, overtaking, importance of pole position? Let's listen to the opinion of Loic Duval, the second driver at Dragon Racing.
It's completely different compared with any other racing category in the world. We use only electric cars, which it's the only series without fuel, basically, which is something really promising, especially for the future. I think our kids will probably have only this kind of cars, yeah, for sure. So this is something really, it's good to be at the beginning and to learn about it and to try to develop it. It's also something different in terms of the way they build the weekend. It's all about the Saturday. You have the practice, the qualifying, and the race. It doesn't make noise at all. It's probably one of the reasons we are here in the center of Moscow, next to the Kremlin, because it's something which is really important also for the people, and it's good actually to be able to bring the racing into the cities, not having a racetrack far away from the city and asking the people to come. So that's way better. And let's say that we always have to be careful with the energy, because we have an amount of energy allowed per race, so we always have to save the energy to make sure we go until the end of the race. And that's also a reason why a pole position is always really, really important, because when you start from the front of the grid, you don't have to fight, and when you don't fight, you are able to save energy. So pole position in Formula E is really important.
A year ago, hardly anybody knew about the concept of Formula E. Now it's the most fashionable racing event sanctioned by the FIA. It's certainly the only tournament, not a show, to be run next to the Kremlin. The Anglo-American Dragon Racing team is one of the most promising among the Formula E stables. That was proved by Jérôme D'Ambrosio's triumph at the previous stage in Berlin.
Let's wish Dragon Racing good luck. Besides, we rely on our fruitful partnership.